Okay, you can explain it.
Yes.
When you do swipe and when you don't swipe it.
First, 20 and 35. 20 is less than 35, so there is no swipe. Then 35 and 14, because 14 is less than 35, then swipe it. Then 35 with 7, because 7 is less than 35, then swipe it. Then 35 and 67, because 35 is less than 67, so there's no swipe. And the next is same, there is no swipe. And then 89 and 23, there is swipe because 23 is less than 89. Then 89 and 46, there is a swipe because 46 is less than 89. And the next iteration is 20 and 14. There is a swipe because 14 is less than 20. There is a swipe 2 because 7 is less than 20. Then there is no swipe because 20 is less than 35. Now there is an swipe 2 because 35 is less than 67. And then there is a swipe because 23 is less than 67. And there is a swipe 2 again because 49 is less than 67. And the next iteration is 14 and 7. There is a swipe because 7 is less than 14. Then there is no swipe because 14 is less than 20. There is no swipe 2. Then there is a swipe because 23 is less than 35. Then there is no swipe and it's done.
Okay, thank you, Natasha. The next question, Cita. Cita, please explain about your number 2 segment. You can share your screen.
Now the number 2 question is to about selection array for this following number. We start from the very first index or the leftmost unsorted array, which is 39. Then the rest of unsorted array is checked, and to see the smallest value among other unsorted array, which is 40. Then it swapped with 39. Then once again, 39 is the leftmost of unsorted array. Then the right part of the array is checked to see the number smaller than 39, which is 29. Then it swaps again with 39. Then the leftmost of unsorted array is now changed into 67. When checking, we could find the smallest value among other unsorted array is 39, which then it swapped with 67. Then the 67 becomes the leftmost of unsorted array. Then when checked, the smallest value and the only value left among other unsorted array is 65. Then it's swapped with 67, sorry, stable. Then we consider end result, like here, which is already sorted.
Okay, Versatita. Thank you very much, Versatita. And next, Kate.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry to turn off my camera because of the connection, ma'am.
Okay, sorry, Kate.
So in number 3, we sort the array with insertion sort method. So the process is to make the left side of the array sorted until the entire array is successfully sorted. So first thing, we divide into the sorted array and unsorted array. And then if the element is the first one, it is already sorted, move to the next element. Compare the current element with all element in the sorted array. So the first thing is 13 is bigger than 0. Swap 0 with 13.
Sorry, Kate. We don't do swapping process in here. So we
I
need
mean,
to...
swap is insert typo in here.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
So if you compare 13 with 0, if 13 greater than 0, you will swift ya. Swifting.
yes, if
Apa?
shift.
Menggeser. Yes, swifting. You will swifting your array to the next position. I mean, if your array is in the first index, you need to shift it to second index, like that. Okay, you can explain it again.
Okay, from here, if the element is the first one, it is already sorted. Move to the next element. Compare the current element with element in the sorted array. If 13 is bigger than 0, shift 0 with 13. And 11 is bigger than 0, then shift 0 with 11. We move to the iteration, and 91 is bigger than 13, then no swap, and 91 bigger than 11, and no shift. 91 bigger than 0, no shift. Then 11 is smaller than 91. Shift 11 with 91. 11 is smaller than 13. Shift 11 with 13. 11 is equal with 11, no shift.
Okay, so Kate, you don't compare among element in the sorted array, but you need to compare. Maybe this is your sorted array, and this is your unsorted array, and you have this current position. Yeah, you compare your current position with your sorted array. So first you need to compare 13 with 0, ya kan? And then you compare 11 with 13 or 0. You compare 11 with 13 or 0. We compare it with 0, and then we shifting like that. Okay, Kate. Thank you, Kate. And then the last is my Fana.
Yes, ma'am. I will share screen.
Okay.
Can you see my screen, ma'am?
Yes, I can see it.
So for number 4, when the data is being sorted and there are two data with the same value, the algorithm program will only sort one value. For example, for the data above, there are 5 numbers that will be sorted from smallest to largest, which means the sorting result is 17, 22, 33, 33, and 45. But because there are two values that are the same, the program will only sort one of one so that the result becomes 17, 22, 33, and 45. For the bubble sort, we compare 22 with 33, but because 22 is smaller, so it's not swapped. And then compare 33 with 45, and it's still not swapped because 33 is smallest. And then 45 with 17, it will swap because 17 is smallest than 45. And then we compare 45 with 33, and it will swap. For the second iteration, 22 with 33, it's still not swapped. And 33 with 17, 17 is smallest, and then it will swap. And then compare 17 and 33, it's still not swapped. 33 and 44, it's still not swapped too. And then for the third iteration, 22 with 17, it will swap because 17 is smallest than 22. And for the other, it's already done. It's already sorted. For the selection sort, the leftmost is 22, but the smallest value is 17, so it will swap. And then the second leftmost is 33, and the smallest value is 22, and it will swap. And then 45 become the leftmost, and 33 become the smallest value, and it will swap. But because 33 and 33 have two values, so the result will be 17, 22, 33, and 45.
Okay,
That's
I want to ask why you remove the same value in your list. Kenapa sih kok dihapus salah satu nilai yang sama?
I'm not really sure too, ma'am, because I'm looking the explanation on internet.
Okay. Can you give me the reference maybe? Do you still have that?
I think no, it's already.
But in reality, when you have maybe some problem with the same value, yeah, maybe we want to sort your score, your age, yeah, from smallest to largest. We cannot remove it, ya. Kita nggak bisa remove-nya gitu loh ya. Because maybe in here your kelas ini isinya berapa? 13 student in here. So if I want to sort by maybe your score or your score in algorithm and data structure, I cannot remove one of you, ya kan? Kan saya nggak bisa kan remove Anda kan? Karena Anda bagian dari kelas ini. So, you cannot remove one of your value in your list or your array. So, if you have the same value, what happen? Do you swap it or not? If you have the same value, do you swap it or not? Yeah, you don't swap it. Yeah, karena nilainya sama. And remember your if condition is more than, not more than equal to, gitu ya. So if you have 33 more than 33, ya, it's false, ya kan? False kan hasilnya, so you don't swap it. Okay, like that. So you cannot remove it, ya. Okay, next time when you have a same question with the same criteria, maybe have same value, you cannot remove it. Okay, thank you, Mevana. Okay, guys, we will start our class with searching.
Recording in progress. Recording stopped.
Can you see my screen?
Recording in progress.
Okay, we discuss about searching. So for today, we will talk to algorithm, searching algorithm. It's sequential search and binary search. And the purpose of this class and this or today class is you can explain about sequential search algorithm and you can explain about binary search algorithm. So you must understand the concept, yeah, so you can explain it. If you don't understand the concept of sequential search or binary search, I think you cannot explain about it. Okay. Searching. I think you already do searching in Google, yeah. You input some keyword and Google will give you the result, ya kan? Maybe you can search about algorithm and Google will give you some result that match your keyword algorithm, like that. Jadi Anda sudah melakukan searching kan? Biasanya Anda menggunakan Google, misalkan Anda mau masukkan keyword, misalkan keyword Anda adalah algoritma. Nah, Google habis itu memberikan Anda hasil yang berkaitan tentang algoritma, gitu kan? Tentang algoritma. So, in data, it is often necessary to retrieve your information. Yeah. Information retrieval. Some application that use information retrieval concept is Google, Yahoo, and Bing, like that. And in information retrieval, you do this process, searching process. Yeah. I think it's not apa ya, bukan sesuatu yang apa ya, yang bukan familiar. Maksudku, I think you are familiar with searching process. And in the data structure, searching is the process of finding the required information from a collection of item, in here you can say your collection item is array. It can array of object or just one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array. You can do searching in your collection of item, and your collection of item stored in the computer memory. Yeah, start as element. Yeah, so you can have a list in here, maybe array of objects or one-dimensional array or two-dimensional array. Nah, the set of items in different forms of as array, linked list, graph, or tree. And we will discuss about linked list, graph, or tree after middle exam. We will discuss it. Okay, remember your array can array of object too, not just one-dimensional or two-dimensional array. Okay, and the most important step in searching is checking your data. Checking your data you are looking for. Maybe you can have K, gitu ya. And then you need to search the match element in your array. Jadi misalkan Anda itu mencari sebuah nilai gitu ya. Sebuah nilai dengan K, your K is maybe your score or the name of student, like that. And you are matching your array in the data series. Okay. So in searching process, a search algorithm is an algorithm that accepts a keyword. So you need keyword in here. Jadi keyword itu adalah data that you are looking for. That is keyword. Okay, and with a certain step, we look data that match that keyword. Intinya itu. Jadi ada keyword, Anda mencari data yang sama dengan keywordnya, yang cocok dengan keywordnya di array atau di linked list atau di array of object. Ya, nanti dicari dulu. And then this is, can you see it? It's in here, the result or the output from such problem can just a message that you found your data, or your data is available, or your key is found, or your key is available, or your key is not found or none in your data. Or you can give the output the array index, maybe the data found in index 13, or you just set maybe E equal to 7, or if your data you are looking for is not found, ya, tidak ada datanya, you can set your index is equal to -1. Where we give -1? Where we give -1? Where we don't give maybe 10 or 100 or maybe 1000. Why we give it -1? Maybe you have opinion. Maybe give -1.
I think because there is no index -1 on array.
Yes, it's right. Because we start our array from 0 and we don't have index -1. So if your data is not found, yeah, you can set your index -1. Like that. It's just a flag gitu ya. Hanya flag gitu aja, pemberitahuan gitu aja. And or you can set your output Boolean value, true or false. If your data is found, you can set true. If your data you are looking for is not found, you can set false. And then in here, we will discuss about this sequential algorithm. So sequential algorithm based on brute force concept and binary search algorithm based on divide and conquer concept. Okay, we will discuss about linear search or sequential search. Sometimes sequential search is called linear search, gitu ya. This is the simplest, gitu ya, paling simple algoritma di searching algorithm. So this process, you search your data. Data is searched sequentially or iteratively. Search in all elements of the array from beginning to end. Gitu ya. Maybe you have data 3, 4, 1, and 5. If you have k, your k is 1. So you just compare 1 with your element in the array and you just compare it iteratively or sequential. So first you compare 1 with 3, if is match or not. If not, you go to the next element, you compare 1 with 4, is match or not. If it's not match, you can go to the next element 1, you compare 1 with 1. If it's match, ya sudah sama, and you can give the result your maybe your k1 is found at index 2, like that. So we can do sequentially or iteratively. This is the simplest algorithm in the data structure. So you can just check each item in your array, yeah, each element in your array, yeah, until it matches the search element or your key. Okay, if the match is found, then the location of the item is returned. Otherwise, the algorithm can return no or return index -1 something. Okay, this is the sequential search algorithm. So you need to set your k or just variable x, gitu ya. This is the search data or the data you want to search in your array, like that. And you need to compare a with each element in your data from maybe the zero index, yeah, from 0 index until the last index. And it may be in here. So the first data until the end data, and data is your size of array atau panjang array Anda. Jadi jika data Anda itu sebanyak you have maybe your array with 4 elements, so you can repeat 4 times. If the data that match with X, then you can print found. If no data that match with X, you can print not found or index -1. I guess excuse me for a minute. Okay, sorry. Can we start? Okay, this is the procedure or the, we can say, pseudocode, yeah, pseudocode for linear search. So you can have list, maybe array or array of object, and then you have value. Value is your key, and then for each item in the list, if match item is some item in the list is the same with your value, you can return the location or the index. This is an if and for and procedure. And when you create pseudocode, if you have if condition, you must give n. And if you have for, you must give n. And the procedure it's just method name gitu ya, linear search the method name. You can end your procedure. Okay, it's simple, right? Okay, this is the illustration. Maybe you have this array with the value x and so on. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your size, the size of this array is x. So you have maximal index is 7. And then the program will ask you the data to be sourced or your key. For example, you give x equal to 6, or maybe you can say your key is 6. Okay, and first I will go to zero index element, and I will compare my key. Yeah, I will compare my key to the zero index element. If 6 does not match with x, so I can go to the next element or one index element, the first index element. Okay, I will compare it again, my key with the value in the one index, yeah, in the one index, the index 1. And I will compare 10 with 6. It does not match again, so I will go to the next element. I will go to the next element, and if it's matched, yeah, it is matched, so I will give output found at index 2, like this. Okay, if you have a one-dimensional array like that, how many for, or how many looping do you need? One level, two level, with one level or two level or three level? Berapa sih looping yang Anda butuhkan? Berapa level?
One, ma'am.
Yeah, it's just one level. Okay, if you arrive at the last index, maybe your data is, your key is 25 maybe. So you compare it with x, it does not match. You compare again with 10, it does not match again. You compare with 6, it does not match. It does not match again until your last index. You have no matching data. Then the output is your data are data you are looking for does not exist, or you can just give output index -1 like that. Okay, it's simple, right? Do you have question in here? Not yet. Okay. Okay, and I will give you illustration. My key is 41. Yeah. So I will start from the zero index element or the first element. I will compare 41 with the first element. First element is 70. I will compare. This is not match, right? So I will go to the next element. Yeah, I will compare it again with 14. Yeah, it doesn't match again. So I will compare again with 30. Doesn't match again. I will compare to the next element. It's for the fourth element is 11. I will compare 11 with 41, and then I will compare 57 with 41, and I will compare 45 with 41 with 41, and this is match, and I will return the index. The data found at index 5, maybe like that. The value of k is 41. It's not matched with the first element of the array. So move to the next element. We move to the in here and follow the same process. Compare it again. So like this. Compare. This is not match. I will compare again. This is not match again. Compare again. Compare again until you find the same value. Okay. Do you have question? Okay, Matian. So the advantage of this searching algorithm that your data set or your list, your list does not have to be in an ordered state. Some algorithm, like a binary search algorithm, you need your data to be in the sorted state. Jadi advantage-nya di sini, data Anda itu tidak perlu dalam bentuk terurut, ya kan? You can see your data is not in the ordered, ya, it's not sorted, ya. In some algorithm such as binary search algorithm, you need your data to be sorted first. If the search data is located in the front position, maybe in the first element, data will quickly found. Gitu ya. Data will be found quickly. And the deletion, or you need to insert element in your array, in your data, or in your list, it does not affect the search process because the data does not need to be sorted. In other search algorithm, the data must be rearranged, or maybe we need to order it again. We need to sort it again after the insertion of or the deletion of the element. Maybe if you have 5 elements, when you delete the data in here, yeah, you don't need to be rearrange your data. So in the maybe next week or not next week, maybe 2 weeks until dari sekarang, 2 weeks dari sekarang, Anda akan you will study about linked list, and you will study about how we insert some data in your linked list. How we can delete data like that. And when you have this algorithm, ketika Anda menggunakan algorithm ini, search, linear search or sequential search, you don't need to rearrange your data. Okay, it's very simple algorithm, so it's saving resource and memory. But we have a disadvantage in here. If your data you are looking for, atau the searched data or your key is in the last position, the search process will take a long time because you need to compare one by one element, and this algorithm will not suitable for large data because we will need we will need some more time to process it, and the computer load will increase if the amount of data in the array is large. So it's not suitable for large data, and the time will take a long time if you have large data. And the best case of this sequential search, so your best case occur when your data is in your first element. So you just need one-time comparison. Ya, Anda hanya membutuhkan satu kali komparasi, and you can find your key or your search data. It's big O is big O1. So because you just need one process. And the worst case, when your search element is at the end of your array, at the tail of your array, or not present at all, or your data is not found, your key is not found in the data. The time complexity of big O notationnya big O n. Ya, tadi sudah dibilang. Yeah, your friend tell us that you just need one level looping. So the big O is big O n. And the average case complexity, when your data in the middle of array. The big O is just same big O n. So we don't give. The complexity of linear search is big O1 because you need to compare one by one in the element of the array, like that. And you just compare it only once. Okay, maybe like this. Your best case, if you search, your key is 5, and the worst case is your key is 4. Okay. Do you have question? Okay. Okay. We will discuss about binary search algorithm. So this binary search algorithm, like I said before, that this algorithm using divide and conquer process. Do you remember? Divide and conquer, we need to divide our array or our problem into sub-problem, and then we need to combine and conquer, ya kan? We need to conquer, we need to find the solution using recursive, and then we do combine, or we combining our solution to become one solution. That's. And you must remember in here, you need your list sorted. Yeah, binary search is the search technique that works efficiently on sorted list. So your data need to be sorted first. Okay, data Anda harus diurutkan terlebih dahulu. Nggak bisa kalau nggak terurut. This is the first requirement for binary search algorithm. And then this algorithm follow divide and conquer approach, which the list is divided into two half, menjadi dua bagian, and your item, your key, your item or the data your search need to compare with the middle element of the list. If your data is matched with the middle element, so you can find the data. Okay, and for the middle element, we need to search ya. Kita harus mencari dulu ya, middle elementnya itu ada di mana. This is the formula for you to find middle position. Maybe you have array 3, 4, 2, 4. We need to use ordered. So maybe you have 2, 4, 6, 7, and maybe 10. So your index from 0, this is index 1, 2, 3, 4. So the middle position is the start position or initial position is 0, and the end position, if it is your maximum index 4, and then you divide it with 2. So you have the middle position is 2. So this is your middle position, and you need to compare your element in the middle position with your key. You have question in here how to find the middle position? No, not yet. Okay, this is the binary search algorithm. Okay, the data taken from initial position 1 and the end position n. Find the middle data position with the formula start position and end position divided by 2. Compare your element, your key or your search data with the middle data. It is match smaller or greater. Maybe if you have x, yeah, your x is 6. If you compare your x with the middle position with 6 ya, you compare 6 with your middle position, the value is 6, so you found your source data. You found it at index 2 in middle position. But what happened when you have k or x is 10? You does not find it in the middle position. Anda tidak menemukannya di middle position kan? Okay. And you need to compare your middle position. Maybe if it match, so it means the data you are searching for is found at the middle position. If it does not match, jika tidak sama atau tidak cocok, ya, then you need to see if your data is greater than k or not. So you need to compare it with the middle, yeah. Maybe it's study your k is 8, is 10, so you compare 6 with 10. If 6 greater than 10, okay, and then you can have solution. You need to search in the right position or in the left position, like that. If it's greater, then repeat step 2 with the initial position is the middle position plus 1. So your initial position become 3, your end position just the same. But if you search with X 4, yeah, so your key less than your middle position, so you can start your end position with middle -1. So in here, if it is smaller, then repeat step 2 with the final position or end position with middle position minus with 1. Jadi proses ini adalah proses yang mengarahkan kita itu harusnya pergi kemana? Ke sebelah kanan dari middle position atau ke sebelah kiri dari middle position. So this step, 5 and 6, if our data does not match with the middle data, we need to repeat step 2, but with the initial position or end position or final position with the different value, gitu ya, with the different value from initial position or final position. Jadi dengan nilai yang berbeda, entah itu nanti initial position atau final position-nya, something like this. Okay, maybe the data you are looking for is 33. So the program will ask for the data to be searched. Maybe your K is 33. So you need to find your middle data. In here you have start position is 0, yeah, and your end position or final position is X. 0 plus X divided by 2, and you have 4 as the middle position. You have 4, and then you need to compare your K with the middle position data. You compare 23 with 15, yeah. This is match or not? Is 15 match with 23? This is true or false? False, so does not match. And we can compare, is our K greater than our middle data? Yes or not? And then yes, we can start to the right part, gitu ya. And I will give initial position with middle plus 1. So I have I, yeah, initial position. I is 5 and my K is the same. So in the next iteration, I have like this. Yeah, this is our sub problem. Yeah, we justified it. Okay, and here I will find the middle, but the initial position or the start position is different with the iteration 1, ya kan? Awalnya 0, 0, and we change it to 5 in here because of this. Okay, and then 5 plus X divided by 2, and I have 6 here as middle position. And I will compare my K, yeah, my K is 23, and I will compare it 23 with 23, and this is match. And I found my data at index 6. So if my K, maybe I change my K is maybe 11. And then I won't go to the right position because 11 is less than middle position. And I will change my end position or my final position. My J will be middle minus with 1. So my J will be in the index,
3.
yeah, index 3. And then I will, if my X is 11, so I will have J in here and I in here. Yeah, if you go to the right part, your array, your A or A value is the same with your last iteration, but you change your J value, your J index, gitu ya. And then your middle is if I have X is 11, your middle is berapa?
9.
9? 0 plus 3 divided by 2. Your middle is? Your middle is 1. So your middle will be in here. If your K is X equal to 11. If your K is 11. Jadi, apa? Middle-nya ada di sini. Gitu. If you compare your K with the middle value, is it match? Not match. Okay, and then if your K greater than your middle value, so you go to the right. Ya, tapi right-nya sampai di mana? Just in here. Okay, we will give you another illustration. Given an array, the name of this array is ARR. Your index start from 0 until 7. Okay, your element is ordered in descending order. Yeah, descending order from highest to smallest, gitu ya. And your K is 16. So you need to find your middle. Your middle formula 0 plus 7, yeah, divided by 2. So your middle position is in the index berapa? Okay, Natasha, thank you. X3. This is your middle. Okay. 0, 2. So you have your middle in here. And forget. K-nya tadi berapa? K 16. Your X is 16. Okay, you need to compare it, right? You need to compare your K with your middle position. So you need to compare 16 with 18. True or false? False. Does not match, yeah. So is your if your K greater than your middle value? No? It's less than your middle value. Yeah. So you need to change your initial or final position because your data is in the descending. So you need to change your initial position or your I position. So your I is in the index. In the index 4, yeah, middle plus 1 in the index 4. Okay, in here it's become like this. Yeah, should be decided because your this is the value is false, it does not match. You need to decide whether the search will be carried out on the left position or right position. Yeah, because your middle is more than your K, yeah, you need to go to the right position or right part with I m plus 1. So in here you have I and G. What happened? Okay, next you need to find the middle position again. Your middle is this one. I need to start my laptop. So your middle position is in the index
6, ma'am.
index 5. Yeah. 4 plus 7 divided by 2. 11, ya kan, dibagi 2. So it's 5. So your middle is in here. Okay, you have middle in here. And then you need to compare it again, ya kan? You compare your K. Your K is berapa tadi? 16. This is true or false? True or false?
False.
False. So you need to decide it. You need to go to left position or right position. When you want to go left or right?
Left.
Left, because your K is greater than 13. So you have I and J in here. The value of I is, do you change the value of I? Do you change it? Diganti nggak nilai dari I-nya? If you want to go to the left position.
I think it's not, ma'am.
Yeah, you don't need to change the value of I. So your I is 4. And your J, your final position or your end position is middle minus with 1. So it's 5 min 1. It's 4. Right? Am I right? Okay. And then you have something like this. You just have this. So after you find the middle position, you compare your value, middle value with your k. If it does not match, you so decided whether the source will be carried out to the left side on the right side, and you decide it with comparing it. Yeah, if your your middle more than 16 is no, then you do search to the left part. Okay, and then your I, you are not change it, unchanged, and your J middle minus with 1. Okay, in here you just have it. So you go to get to step 2 to find middle value of n. So your middle you just have one value, yeah, with the same I and j. So you have middle index in the index 4. So you compare your k with your value, and you have match, and you found your data at index 4. The searching process is done. It's complete. Okay, do you have question? And you must remember that in the binary search, you need to sort your array first. Yeah, if you have unsorted array, you cannot do binary search algorithm. Okay. Okay, best case and worst case in binary search. Best case are when the element you search is found in the first comparison. So maybe your first middle element is your k, like that. You have best case pick 1, and the worst case occurs when you keep reducing your problem or your your array, yeah, till it has only one element in the data is not found, and the worst case is big O and log n, because you reduce your your array, so you have log n, and this is the example. Best case when this is not 5 ya. Best case-nya ada di mana ini? Best case-nya berarti ada di
Middle.
ya, middle. Your middle is X, ya kan? So your best case in the X. Your worst case when you does not found your data. Okay. Okay, this is just some of additional material. You can say it's enrichment or pengayaan gitu ya. Merge sort. This is a sorting algorithm based on a divide and conquer approach gitu ya. Kemarin you already study about bubble sort, selection sort, and insertion sort, but all of them is brute force, yeah, using brute force approach. In here, you will learn about merge sort that use divide and conquer approach. Yeah, sorting with this method often called divide and conquer method. So in here you have 3-stage divide. You need to divide your problem into smaller part, and then you need to conquer. So you use recursive to sort your array element from smallest to large, and then you need to combine your solution, combining solution from the smallest part so that they become the main solution. This is the illustration. So you need to divide it, yeah. into the smaller part. So you need to divide it. Yeah, here you just divide it. Yeah, according to the method, you need to divide your problem into smaller part. Yeah, in here you divide it into apa? Into two half. Ya, dua bagian. And then in here, in the right side, in the left side, have 4 elements. In the right side, you have 3 elements. And you need to divide it again. Yeah. You need to divide it into two part again. Sorry, 4 part. Yeah. In here, you have 2 elements. And in here, you just divide it again until you have just 1 element. Okay. You just have atomic value ya. Atomic value itu nilainya hanya 1. Okay, and then you need to compare ya your first element with the second element. You compare each element ya in the apa namanya? In the array. Okay, and first you compare 38 with 27, and if 38 greater than 27, you put 27 in the first and followed by 38 and so on. And then you combine it, yeah, compare and combine. This process is compare and combine. You combine it. Yeah, you compare again this 27, 38 with the second part of array, yeah kan? And then you put 3 in the first, 24 in the second, 38 in the third, and the fourth is 43, just like that. And you can combine it. So you have apa ya ini, the final solution, final matching array. Okay, do you have question? Do you have question about binary search, sequential search, and merge sort? So your merge sort is just additional apa ya? Additional material, just pengayaan, bilangnya gitu sih. Okay, do you have question before you do your exercise? Not yet? Okay, you need to do this exercise. Make a flowchart using binary search algorithm and sequential search algorithm. Remember, when you do binary search algorithm, you need to use recursive function ya. So function yang memanggil dirinya sendiri. Okay, and give illustration. If you have array like this and you need to search your K is 35. Give illustration like in this slide. Okay.
Recording stopped.
And I want to constructor privilege. Okay, Kafila.
I think A, ma'am.
Okay. Oh yeah, this one.
Yes, because I think constructor doesn't need return value.
Yes, constructor cannot have return value. Yeah, and the question, the following statement about constructor privilege and extend. So yang salah kan ya, yang salah about privilege constructor. Yeah, it doesn't have a return value, and the method must have the same name as the class. Yes, it's true. Does not have method data type. Yes, it's true. Can have parameter. Yes, it's true. Can only run on the instantiation process, yes, because we cannot call constructor, yeah, we cannot call constructor. Okay, Kapila, I will give you plus to view. Okay, I will go to the next question. Look at the code. Okay, look at the code. The red rectangle. What really happened to the program? So in here, you do the instantiation process 2 times. Yeah. This is the first instantiation process, and this is the second instantiation process. What will happen when you do something like this? Okay.
I think the answer is E, ma'am.
E, the program can run but give 0 output.
On the width and height attribute.
A or E?
A.
A. Okay, this one.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay. Why you don't choose this? Why you don't choose A?
Because on the bottom 4 there is no input. There is no print length and print width. There's only just the RTG array new rectangle.
Okay, you does not assign value, yeah, to
Yes.
your line. Okay, and then why you don't choose B?
Because the program can be run. There's no error in the program.
Okay. See, it's same with A.
With
D.
the program is because I think there's okay to print twice.
Okay, it's okay for you to give touch instantiation process, but when you does not assign the value, yeah, your program can give you 0 output like that. Okay, Kate, I will give you +2. Okay, that's a number. Okay, I will open the next question. Okay, method with the same name as with the you can you can read it. Method with the same name as the class name. Okay, Septian.
Constructor, ma'am.
Yes, constructor. Object is? Septian, object is?
Object is like variable.
Oh no, object is not variable.
It's class, ma'am. Class.
Oh yeah,
Sorry, ma'am.
it's specific value from class, yeah.
Yes.
It has specific value from class, and then
Attribute is variable.
Institution relation is we don't have this. We have instantiation, and attribute is?
It's like variable.
Yeah, it's like variable, but we can say it characteristic, yeah. Characteristic object.
Characteristics from object.
Okay. And then class?
Class is object on Java. It's like another form from object.
Yeah, it has a blueprint from object. Yeah. We didn't give value to the class, but we give value to object. Thank you, Septian. Okay. plus 2. So Septian, you have plus 4. Okay. Let's go to the next question. See this following code. If this code is executed, then what will happen? You have x is equal to 5, your y is 6, and you have in here condition with x greater than 5 or y less than 5. Okay, Amini. Amini, I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. It just. Yeah, I'm sorry, Amini, I cannot hear you. Maybe you can use chat message. Amini. A, yes, a statement will not execute because of this is true or false? This is true or false, Amini? Okay, false, and you have or, and this is false. Yeah, so the statement will not execute. Okay, Amini, we will give you plus 2. What is Amini? Okay, the next question. Statement below is used to declare an array, except cap.
I think the answer is D.
Yes, because we cannot use something like this. Yeah,
Yes.
can use this, and this is also, and yes, cat. You have plus 4 cat, and this is number 7. Faisal, if you want to answer, you need to raise your hand. Faisal, you need to raise your hand. Maybe if you have some microphone problem like Amini, you can use Zoom chat to answer it. You can you can raise your hand first, Faisal, and then I will give you a chance to answer using Zoom chat. Okay, Faisal. Which Maivana?
Yes, ma'am. I think the answer is C.
Sort return a value. Yeah, put float and integer have return value. What about void, Amini? Sorry, Maivana.
It
Maivana.
doesn't return value, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Maivana. I will give you plus 2, Maivana. And then the next question, I will open it. The following statement about class and object are true except you need to choose the wrong one. Okay. Kafila.
Oh, I think the answer is D, ma'am, delta.
Delta. Yes, this is wrong because if you don't have object, class will exist. Yeah, but you cannot create object without class like that. Yeah. Class is general, well, object is specific value. This is true. Class is template for fitting object. This is true. Class cannot be used without an object. Yes, this is true. You cannot use class without object. You need to create object first before using the class. Okay. Class have attribute and method as well as object. Yes, this is true. So the answer is D. Kafilah. Iya, kafilah kan ya? Kafilah. Okay. We have plus 4 kafilah. And then number 9. How many rectangle object in the array of object has been created? So you create multi-dimensional array, yeah, to store your object. How many objects? Okay, Versatita. Versatita. Yes. X, D.
A.
Apa?
A.
A. A. Oh, A in here. A. All answers are wrong. Yes. Cause how many objects you create from in here? From here?
15.
Yeah, 15. 5 multiply with 3. Oke ya. Jadi perhatikan kita buat so you create 5 row ya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 row. And you have 3 column. Ya kan? So in here it's object, object, and object. You have 13. The answer is A. Okay, Versatita. Thank you. Thank you. So, and then for the next question, number 10. This is the array program to create an array of objects. No one want to try? Yeah. Why A is wrong?
A is wrong because in the new triangle there is no value.
Yeah, this is no value. You need to set how many elements you want to. After you do your middle test, I will share your quiz and your middle test score. Okay, do you have question? Not yet. Okay, I will give you time until midnight aja ya untuk for your exercise. Okay, thank you guys for today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Matt.
Yuk.